damn spot. That's a slight misquote from Macbeth. It's also my first tattoo. Lady Macbeth, she sees blood on her hands. It's a hallucination of the guilt she feels over murder, and she stands center stage, scrubbing the blood from her hands and scouring them, and it's very dramatic and dark and broody and everything that was very important to me when I was 18. And so I have this tattoo, and it is a tramp stamp. And forgive the expression, but it really is the best way of describing my first and worst tattoo. When I got this tattoo, I used to tell people that I had done terrible things. And that, I got the tattoo because I wanted to remember my guilt, to hold myself responsible for it. What terrible things? I yelled at my mom a bunch. I got suspended for smoking pot in the back of Josh Hamilton's station wagon that one time. But I left that out because it's not important, because if I just told people that there were terrible things, then they would think that I was dark and broody and intellectual, which was very important at the time. So this is a story in 5 tattoos, and that was number 1. Number 2 is the Bob Marley tattoo. Here's the thing, you're probably not gonna like this. I don't like Bob Marley. I know a lot of people do, and that's wonderful for them, but it's not my thing. However, at the back of my neck are 4 words. Get up, stand up. Yeah, that's right. I don't know why they're there. And honestly, I don't remember getting this tattoo. I don't remember who did it. I don't remember why we did it. I don't remember any sort of, emotional resonance with the song Get Up, Stand Up. But, I must have let somebody use a needle to jab it into the back of my neck so that it would be there forever and ever and ever. But the story I would tell about it was that, so at the time, it was the early aughts, and I lived in Ottawa, and as you would know from recent events, Ottawa's a big protest town. And they're not always garbage protests. They're also, when George Bush came to town because he was launching this big Iraq war, we all went out, and we were really, really mad about it. And so I would tell people that this was a commemoration of my time on the front lines facing down riot police. And that's true, and it's very compelling, but it is not the reason why I got this tattoo. Those are different events, and I don't remember why, and that's that. Tattoo number 3, the sunflowers. I got these sunflowers on my back, and they are on a vine, which doesn't make any sense, because if you've seen a sunflower, it's very characteristic. It's on a stalk, it's not on a vine. Anyway, they're back there, and each one represents something that I hold dear. And I don't mean to be snide to my 19-year-old self, but the things that you hold dear when you're 19 are not necessarily the things you're gonna hold dear when you're 34. So, the first one, let's examine it. The first one is for the theater. Now, I do think that the theater is special. I do. I'm standing in one right now. I think that they're precious and they need to be cared for, and it's really important. But I haven't been to a play in 10 years, and I did not become the actor that I really, really wanted to be. I work in marketing. So yeah. The other one, another of the sunflowers, that's for Chloe. And Chloe's meaningful. Chloe was the first friend that I made when I moved to Ontario from Montreal. And she really did have an impact, and she did shape the person that I am today. But I haven't done much to maintain that friendship. And I don't know where in the world Chloe lives. That's a little sad. The sunflower in the middle, the biggest one, that's for my beliefs. What beliefs? I don't know, it didn't matter. We can leave those details out, because if you just tell people that you have a tattoo, that you will always get up and stand up for your beliefs, then it's gonna be really cool, and you're gonna be very intellectual and broody, and people are gonna like that. Tattoo number 4, the ones in my ears. Yeah, it's gross. The ones in my ears I got because I wanted something shocking. At the time, I was dating a boy, and he used to perform in freak shows, and he had these gauges that you could stick your fist through, and his special talent was that he took metal hooks and he would put them through the skin on his back, and then he would hang himself from the ceiling. And, and I felt that when I hung out with his friends that I was really small and like a poser, and since I wanted to be this person who was a person of action and not a poser, I decided that I was gonna get my ears tattooed. And so now I have these big red roses in the cartilage, and they kind of look like scabs now, but that's another point. And then it says Mom and it says Dad on the earlobes. And I went to my parents, and like a snarky little like 20-something-year-old, I said, you remember when you joked about how I have so many tattoos and none of them are for you? Well. And so my mom says, oh, I didn't want you to get them on your head. And so by this point, the tattoos, they're becoming, the stories are becoming thinner, and they're kind of irreverent, and they're kind of a joke, right? I got them to piss off my parents and to impress a boy who hangs himself from hooks. That's a really good joke. But they start to come apart, the stories, and I think in kind of a good way. So it's Montreal park season. And I'm out in the park, Gabe and Julia and Malia are there, and we're all drinking PBR in the grass, and we have a day off from the cafe that we work at in the plateau. And oh my gosh, this is the best day with the best friends. And what are we gonna do as Montrealers that are sort of high off their own leisure? Let's go get a tattoo. So Malia draws us all pictures, and she has a chair for herself, and a tic-tac-toe grid for Juliette, and a wine glass for Gabe, and I got a beet, and it's like the vegetable on my arm, and now it's there. And at the end of the day, we all have this really cute memento in the form of bandages on our arms and legs of just, a really nice day. And I know it sounds kind of stupid, but I really like this tattoo, because the story behind it is really just, I had a really nice day. So I got a tattoo. It's been 10 years since I got a tattoo. I have 2 kids now, so the priorities have changed a little bit. I don't care so much about coming off as this dark and broody intellectual. I've let go a lot of the stories that I used to tell about the tattoos, because they're just not that important. And I've even sort of let go with the regret I have about the bad ones, because they're all part of me now, right? They're part of this story that I do have to tell about letting go of needing to tell like a definitive, broody story about yourself. I'm standing here right now confessing to you all that I used to tell bullpucky stories about myself because I just like who I am now, and it's not as important to me, and I am very proud that I like the person I am, and it has nothing to do with dark and broodiness. I'm clear-eyed about who I am. I'm clear-eyed about the fact that things change and things fade, even tattoos. Thanks, Ethan.